Okay. Let's see if this shit actually works. Wow. Now I cannot even see myself. This is strange. Ugh. Like, now I can't even see myself. This is like... Wow. Now I cannot even see myself. This is... Oh, yeah. There's always something going wrong here every single time. Like, bummer. But you know what? Fuck it. At least you guys get to still see me, but not me. But hey, it's all good. It's all good anyway. Who knows? Maybe for during this thing, my webcam will actually come on. But until then, who knows? But everyone, welcome to the new. Hopefully, this one will actually work. I would be surprised if I'm doing this and suddenly my mic stops working. And then when that happens, I don't know. And before I'd like to give shout out to what is up, Aaron, Biotic, Live, Justin. Oh, and by the way, Justin, you want to join in live? You want to join in Iris? By all means, just say so in the chat. I'll drop you guys an invite, and we can just get started. But again, if you guys have any questions you want me to address about the episode or even season 2, because I'm going to be talking about season 2 here. Like, I know I have my own predictions what's going to go down. Like, for instance, Ford, he ain't dead. I don't care what anyone says. Dolores shot him. No. In episode 7, we saw Ford building a host in the basement. He couldn't just simply build a freaking host just for, hey, I'm just going to build a host and I'm just going to do it down in the basement. No, he fucking owns a damn place. If he wanted to get a host, he just said, yo, I'm just building up a host in front of everybody, But no. Apparently, he just everyone's still thinking that friggin' Dolores just end up killing him. So, yeah. Hashtag 4double was shot by Dolores at that narrative. I'm calling this goddamn narrative the freaking wed wedding, because that's what it was. Everyone thought they were gonna hear this marvelous narrative, hear Ford's retirement, and he's gonna bounce. But that ain't gonna go down. So let me just hurry up and get my notes here. I legit thought that these fucking notes would stay up, but nope. I gotta reopen it. Let's look at the chat. Anyone else came? Bill, what's up? I love to, but I'm in my mommy's gear cooking. LOL. Nobody wants to see that. We don't judge live. We don't judge. If anyone judge, then that's it. I probably won't kick them out. I'll probably just roast them on live, and then we can just all have a laugh at it. But who knows? Hashtag 4double shot by Dolores. This is the red wedding of Westworld. Yes, it truly is what door it is. If you guys love Westworld theories and tinfoil and stuff, you gotta, go and check out homeboy What Doors channel. He's just crazy. Just legit crazy. Oh, and I guess someone does want to come in. I am send me a link, Broke Blackman. All right. Looks like we got one person. So let me just hurry up and send this. Wow, and then he's like, oh, let me go check my laundry real quick. But I'm still just gonna quickly just send the invite to Justin here, and then when he comes in, he just comes in. Just fucking we found out fucking Bernard was a damn host. Like, what? But anywho, let's just begin this discussion by talking about the Man in Black. Like, finally, there was confirmation that the Man in Black is William. Now, when I didn't think that the Man in Black was William, I thought the Man in Black was his own dude since episode 1. But when episode 2 came, we saw this William character. I was like, why in the world are they showing us this William character? Like, is he supposed to do something later on? Is he just supposed to be chilling with Logan and doing like some type of vacation? And like the writers like, let's like show the viewers like how the guests would truly be from beginning to end of their journey in Westworld. But all of a sudden, yeah, right in the kisser, they said, nah. It's gonna be that William is the Man in Black, and they were kind of like trying to shelter it a little bit by throwing us like, who knows? Maybe the Man in Black could be, Logan. And I think like one of the writers or whoever works for them, people at HBO were like, yo, let's just send out a theory like page saying that there's like a 2 timelines and it's centered around Dolores, just Dolores. And then people are like, nah, we ain't buying that. It's gonna freaking be William, and it's William, and he's the fucking Williams and all this shit is going to be in the past. Present is the Man in Black. I looked at that and I was like, it kind of seems interesting, but I kind of need a little bit more evidence here. I'm not going to like sip the tea and be done with it. No. So I was like continuing to watch it, but then when we were on that trade and William was talking about him and his reading stories and stuff, and then he's like looking at Westworld being his like where he can like truly develop himself and become his true self. I was like, damn. So freaking it's gonna be it. But then we kind of like seeing how Logan has that freaking black hat, and I'm like, who knows? Maybe it's just like freaking Logan who's the Man in Black, but nah, they were just trolling us there. Because apparently once a few episodes later when we see William doing like cutting up those hosts of bits and pieces, it's like, holy shit, he really is the fucking Man in Black. Because in an earlier episode, even episode 5, he was like, Man in Black told Teddy like, oh, I cut up freaking hosts before and they're all bits and parts, and I'm like, holy shit. And then we have freaking Justin in the chat talking about, well, I called it with the damn shirt, and I believe that will never end. Like, I know when he returns from checking out his laundry, he's gonna be like, yo, Broke, did you mention that shirt theory I got there? But oh my gosh, like, it's just finally when we finally had the damn confirmation that he was the Man in Black. I was like, makes sense. Because how in the world would the Man in Black's wife know what he does in Westworld? Like, that was like things that people like constantly were saying, like, how did she know? So I'm just guessing that when William just told Logan like, yo, this is my company now, once I'm marrying your freaking like sis, he was like, oh no, that ain't gonna happen, this is my company. Like, nope, this is gonna be mine. Like, he just basically sweet talk his pops saying that, yo, you know how unstable Logan is and arrogant he is, like, yo, I will be good for this company. Once I marry your daughter, just write me in the fucking will. I'll take everything. And it just simply happened. But I just truly don't know. But I see a question in the chat like, how could Logan be the Man in Black? I don't get it. Blue eyes and brown eyes. Well, Iris, there's like contacts though, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Ask Love here because she's like a serious Logan fan, even though she keeps telling me that, yeah, I never believed that freaking Logan was the Man in Black. She was sipping on that tea like, yo, he's the Man in Black. But I don't know. Like, some people like legit thought so, all because he had a freaking black hat on in the beginning. So maybe, he could be the Man in Black. But they were going to make that so damn obvious. I don't know. But also, compared to like a little bit of the Man in Black, how he was like a little bit ruthless and stuff, it was kind of like it mirrored a little bit of Logan. So maybe that's what got people to think that he was the Man in Black. I don't know. And he is freaking loud, like, no, I wasn't. But we all know that you're a fanboy.
So maybe that's what got people to think that he was the Man in Black. I don't know. He's freaking loud, like, no, I wasn't.
I think I know what's up here. Why I'm hearing not one but two people, and freaking Justin has just entered the live stream. He did not mute the YouTube channel.
Dude, I'm sorry.
It's all good, and I see you have your freaking
Do I have
him as your profile. It's all good.
What about now?
Yeah, I think it's good now because I don't like hear my echoing anymore.
No, I'm saying, like, can you see me now?
Nope, I just see your cam only.
Like from 6 years ago. My professional go-to.
It's all good. I had to start this stream like how 3 times or 4 times. Like, this is ridiculous. I was gonna do it again so people could see me, but you know what? They don't care. They don't judge.
Yeah, I would feel bad if I was the only one that could be seen.
No, we like seeing your face, Justin. You know, we got to see the face of the guy who has the damn shirt theory. But by the way, we're talking about the Man in Black.
Yeah, I was. I heard.
Yep.
So,
you think we finally heard that he was like William? Like, what was your take of it?
Oh, I thought it was Logan or William for sure. I mean, I was pretty much the knife, the shirt, like I said, that you called me out on. I knew Justin was going to mention that shirt yesterday.
Most definitely. I did that on Giant Irish Wildlings channel, which, by the way, he does Westworld videos too. Check him out.
And thank you for having me too, by the way. I didn't mention that. But yeah, I thought I wasn't too surprised, but I'm interested to hear your take on like the Logan and him being sent off into the wild, I guess, or the end of the park.
Yeah, I think eventually he got out of the park. Like, I highly doubt he's going to be there like throughout the whole time or goes off and then someone kills him. Because I don't think at the time, like, besides like Dolores killing freaking Bernard, but then again, that was Bernard who told Dolores to do it, but that's a different story. But I highly doubt anyone like legit killed a host, killed him, or probably even a human killed him. Because at the time, if anything harm would come to a human, like hosts would like be there in a sec to save them. So I think like Logan escaped. He left Westworld with Logan. And either if he's still like alive, I highly doubt they're gonna bring him back for a season 2 because he's kind of like pointless now. He was just there to like help us see how William was gonna change. Like he was there to show us that William was basically just a pushover, you know, do whatever people tell him to do. And now that he basically changed into this Man in Black, there's like really no point to just carry him along in this journey with him. But do you think that we could like still? Do you think that Logan is like dead or anything, still in Westworld, or is he going to come back for a season 2? Justin? And I think Justin's mic is not working. Oh, I guess which one call it now? Everyone's mic isn't like working today, either camera or mic. But anywho, I see people in the chat are saying Logan is dead, coming from Iris. What door is he even saying that freaking Logan is dead? Like, possibly is. Like, they do kind of seem the same age, so even if he isn't dead, he's like pretty much old, though. But it's a bit crazy. But let's get to the next topic here. Dolores turns out to be Wyatt. Like, I did not expect Dolores to be Wyatt. Like, I've been on one stream and the guy was like, APAC, he was live streaming. He was like, yeah, Maeve is Wyatt. She's going to like burn. She's going to come back. Ford is going to create her as the new damn Wyatt. And I was like, interesting. But ever since like what episode was it? 9, I believe it was, where we got Teddy died that last time. I legit thought that that woman, that lady host that was talking to him, saying like, "Oh, you're gonna meet Wyatt again, but not now," and then she like kills him. So I was like, okay, so is Teddy supposed to die, wake up, and become this new Wyatt, or is it some type of like personality disorder type of storyline, or is he Wyatt? So that is what I think that was actually going to go down when it came to Teddy being Wyatt. But then all of a sudden, here we see that freaking it was Bernard all this time. He put the narrative of Wyatt on, which we call it, Dolores, and because of that, she was able to kill all those hosts down and eventually just kill Bernard.
Am I back in? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, man. And now we're talking about Dolores being Wyatt. Like, did you ever predict or even seen a hint of Dolores being Wyatt?
I thought it would be Abernathy because of you know how Teddy has the sheriff badge on his jacket, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought it would be him, but I guess or obviously I was wrong on that. I thought it would be Abernathy because in a previous what's the word I'm looking for, loop, I guess, he was the sheriff of the town of Stillwater, whatever it's called. I forget the town's name, like the main like town square, if you want to call it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Or call it like that. I kind of thought it would be him just because of the badge, but I don't know if Teddy was like a. They didn't really give a reason for why he was wearing a badge, so I don't know why Teddy was wearing a badge at that time. But that's why it gave me a little bit of it to me. Sort of, I thought that it could have been Abernathy. But going back to what you said about William, or not William, but Logan, real quick, if you don't mind. The only reason I think that he could be back in season 2 is to show kind of how William gained control. Like, it would be a good reason for young William, not Ed Harris, but young William to come back and give them a reason to show, kind of how he took over the company. Like, look, your son's crazy. Like, they found him naked and nude, like dehydrated, all like just, I could see them finding him like just in a fetal position, sort of just kind of going senile almost.
So you think that if we go into like season 2 and they're going to be showing us like stuff in the past,
possibly, yeah. I don't think that they'll. I think, wouldn't it be weird to you guys or the chat and you as well, Davey? But or do you prefer David or Davey? Like, I feel weird.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all right, man.
Well, David or David. Well, I mean, what do you think? Like, I just think that it would be weird not showing any flashbacks after doing it, almost throughout the entire season.
Yeah, like most like TV shows that does that, like in season 1, like, oh, we're doing flashbacks. Like I know in like Arrow, Once Upon a Time, and others, like unless it's like just that one season that they're doing flashbacks, they just do that for that one season. But most of the time, like when people do doing flashbacks in series, like they literally continue it on. So I think they're probably gonna do flashback, and I think in my theory, I think that in the past it might be catered to Samurai World, or maybe the past just might be the rebellion, and the present might just be like Samurai World or something. Because why would they just show us, oh, there's Samurai World, but we're still dealing with Westworld?
Yeah, and even Felix was like, the second time I watched it, he was like, "Now it's complicated." I mean, even Maeve was like, "What the fuck is this?"
How could you like tell us that? Like, oh, it's complicated. Like,
it's complicated.
And then like when Felix like gave her the paper of where's the location of her daughter, I don't even think that's the location of where Westworld is. I think that's in a different park. So if that's not the park where Samurai World is located, like, are we gonna in season 2? Like, is it gonna be Westworld again with the rebellion? Are they gonna introduce a Samurai World, or is it just gonna be this world where Maeve's daughter is, or maybe they're just going to be Maeve like circling around a whole bunch of different parks just to get to her daughter, which actually will be like very interesting if we do it that way, kind of like a Dante's Inferno here, where we're going to go into like each and every different park until we get to the park.
I mean, he definitely in the note said, it's Park 1. So I don't
So
know.
like,
I mean, that to me hints towards there's multiple parks and zones and sections and everything like that.
because if it was just like two parks or so, he would have simply said, "Oh, it's not in your one; it's in this world or that world." Like,
Right.
you just say
Yeah.
this in Park 1. So if Park 1 just could be the very first park that was ever created or so, or who knows? Even though I kind of thought that it was Westworld was probably going to be the park, or I don't know. In the chat, do you guys, and you too, Justin, you think like Westworld, is that like the main park, like everyone just the guests love to go to? Because again, why would they give a show as like Westworld first, and then you see people from the company when they arrived, they didn't go to Samurai World or whatever other park is there. They went to Westworld. So I thought that would actually be the park number 1.
Yeah, I would think that Westworld would be part number 1, but I mean, again, I'm not really sure. I think that there's definitely. I watched something. It was like I don't know, something like Inside Westworld or something like that after the season finale aired, and they were talking about. They definitely put that in there. I mean, they even say it. Whoever the director, or not the director, but the writer, or like the main producer guy, I forget his name, but he said that they put that in there for a reason. There's like parallels to westerns and uh, Japanese samurai type genre. And when you think about it, they sort of mix in a lot of movies. I said this on Johnny's channel that they're kind of like Star Wars. If you think about it, is sort of like a big damn western mixed with samurais in a way. You got the whole Jedi thing going on. You got the Han Solo type characters. I don't know. It's kind of it's sort of silly to think about, but in a way, it kind of makes sense, I guess. Anyway, I don't know if that was just a nod to those type of films and the previous movie, which I know absolutely nothing about, but
I didn't see the movie yet because people tell me like, oh, it's a good movie in a sense though. But if you want to like stick with something, just stay with the TV series.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I heard. I heard it's pretty kind of corny. Like it's not really that great of a film. But it was made in the 70s, so who knows? I don't know. I'll probably watch it one of these days, but for now, like you said, I'm sticking with the show.
Yeah, if anything, like when the show like officially ends, I might just then go back and like, okay, let's this like movie that spawned it all, and then I'm like, okay, see how it is, because I already know from what I see from the poster itself that the Man in Black was a host. So I'm like, okay, so either they might just debunk that thing and it's like, oh, we're gonna do our own thing with Man in Black. He's actually human, or who knows? Maybe he might end up dying, and then someone could just create a model host after him. Who knows?
Lav said she liked the movie, so maybe I should check it out. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it would run anything or not.
Yeah, everyone has like different opinions on movies. Some people think, not saying anything here though, but like that movie was good. Some people say it was terrible. Some people say that the Titanic was good. Some people say it's terrible. So we all have our own opinions of how we see a certain movie or read a book or so. So who knows?
Right. I mean, I'm one who likes the Game of Thrones show a lot more than the books. And I'm probably the only person who, I mean, usually it's in the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. They're so long, and when I read them, I was just like, man, this is like, let's get to it. Great details. I love how they explain like the food and clothing and stuff and things like that you don't really, you know, sort of taken to appreciation in the show. But anyhow, don't mean to get off topic, but I prefer, even though Dan and Dave have done some kind of weird things with the show, I still like the show.
So next topic, Ford's narrative. So basically, this whole time, Ford was basically the man pulling the strings. Like, we didn't think that, you know, Maeve was doing this on her own accord, or some people still think that, you know, it is her doing her own accord. But according to Bernard, the moment she like legit was gonna get to the trade and like leave, just proved that yeah, she truly doesn't have like a full sense of her own free will. Even then, I'm like still seeing like, is like Maeve like awakened or not? Like, do you think that Maeve is awakened, Justin? And also people in the chat.
Yeah, I think that at the very last moment, I don't know. I'm still torn between if she's awakened or not. And I know that's a kind of a shitty answer, but she could have been. I mean, Bernard told her, Arnold or Bernard, whatever you want to call him. He told her that, you know, she's not doing this stuff on her own. Like, you were being told to do these things. So I don't know if leading up to that point, when she sees that message, but see, how does he know that that message was going to be delivered to her in the first place? Because that guy's not a host. Felix isn't a host. So that's why I think that she did make the decision on her own. But at the same time, everything leading up to that point was a decision basically made by Ford. So, I mean, I'm sort of bipartisan on that theory. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm anxious to see what happens with her. And I really like the way they took that with her character. Because leading into the season finale, I wasn't sure. She seemed to sort of contradict herself as kind of time went along. And by time, I mean the episode sort of went along. If that makes any sense. It was sort of a little bit more. She seemed a little bit selfish. I mean, she talked earlier on when she was getting these big ideas about leaving the park, how can you do this to all the guests or all the hosts, to, you know, the Felix and his weird counterpart, whatever that guy's name is. I forget his name.
I just know him as bitch, period.
Yeah, like, yeah, Slice Neck, Scar, McGee, whatever. Anyhow, yeah, I think it's Sylvester, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Man, this is Westworld, man. It's mind fucking. We don't know what's up. When I first saw Maeve, I was like, okay, she's just in charge of the freaking brothel here in Westworld. Okay, figures. But the moment, you know, she keep on like remembering stuff, I'm like, okay, maybe she seems important. Then, you know, we see her like was writing and not writing, excuse me, drawing those men in those suits. I'm like, okay, she is like legit learning. And this stuff kept on happening again and again and again. And then the moment she woke herself up and like had the bird, you know, land on her finger, I was like, holy shit, is this supposed to be Arnold speaking through Maeve here? And she was just like being like coy with us this whole damn time. But then it was like truly Maeve herself. You know, then she raised up her intellect and her awareness and stuff, and like her own like pain, weakness was all the way down. I'm just like, holy shit, what she's gonna go do? And now she was like popping Capto and everyone else. I was like, yo, Maeve, most valuable host, MVH the year. Forget Dolores. Because I thought that this whole show was going to be about damn Dolores. And then how the way it was setting up, it was like, fuck it. She's basically Sansa. Then she was fucking Arya. Now she's back to being Sansa. And like the show was like, okay, we're just going to go back to Maeve here. And on that last episode when she like, oh, and I'm like, again, my congrats to fucking Maeve bringing back my favorite character, second favorite character, Bernard. Because I was like, nah, I can't have him die. But even when he was like looking at her like somatics, he was like, you're not really in fucking full control. I was like, damn it. So all this time, her going full rebel mode, you know, the army and all this other stuff, like it was basically under fucking Arnold. It was like turned out to be like fucking Ford. I think that's why he's like virus. He just named the virus after Arnold since it was just his idea of waking the consciousness. That's my opinion of it, or how I see it. And it was like, damn, she really wasn't in control. It was all just a show, part of Ford's goddamn narrative. So it's like, damn, like, wow, like I really thought that, I don't know, like I actually loved her. Then I'm like, fuck it, it was just the show, hype us all up. Like, damn, it was really all supposed to be Dolores here, not really Maeve. So my question here, and people from comment section to the chat, like, do you guys think that, will Maeve like be in the full head front of the rebellion, or will she just simply just look for her daughter? What do you think, Justin?
I kind of think that's her maze, and I think that all of this was kind of part of her maze as well. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah. Like, wow, like basically her true objective wasn't just like getting the hell out. It was just simply just uncovering it all. Because even from the beginning, it was like, okay, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. It was like, it was hitting us with the face, but we all were just thinking of rebel, get those bodies in the freaking basement and like break out. But no, it just simply just turned out that she was like, in the end, like she went to go find her daughter.
And that's also kind of what I was hinting towards, or what I was saying, a few minutes earlier, is that she was kind of like, I don't know. She seemed to use plural, like, how could you do this to us? Why are you doing this to us? You can't treat us like this. And then as the episodes went along, and I think that was in episode 6, 7-ish, maybe 5 even, I'm not sure. But as she's been having these interactions with Felix, it's kind of got more to me. So I don't know when actually Ford's narrative took over, but I think that that's kind of part. I mean, that leading up to the train, I'm not sure if she gained full consciousness then, or if that's still to come. But I kind of think that was her choice, because you see it when she gets off, everyone is paused, like everyone is still, and she goes back into the park, more or less, or at least the facility.
Interesting. But yeah, like this is crazy. Like, especially I like love two things I truly love. Actually, like three though. But how she instantly told like Felix that he was not a host and me dying. Like the moment he found out that Bernard was a freaking host, like they even showed this more. Like not only people who like truly, only person who did know that Bernard was a host was freaking Ford. Even everyone did. But then again, I have a theory that I think Elise. Elsie. I think she kind of knew that eventually when she was down that place and she was like uncovering the secrets of Westworld, I think she kind of figured out that freaking Bernard was a host. Because immediately she looked at him and said Arnold. So I think that's when she actually just figured it out. But like, damn.
That whole scene was that was crazy. That was nuts. That to me is crazier than probably the craziest point in the season. Because I really didn't want him to be a host, but I mean, looking back on it, it sort of makes sense.
Mm. Do you think that Elsie is still alive or she's dead?
I hope that her and God, I always forget his name, Stubbs, are still alive. I missed that's the part of the show that I missed the most. I think in the last, I guess, 3 episodes, is that whole espionage feel to it. They had like an interesting relationship that I really enjoyed, and I don't know, she seemed like the most straight up character to me. So I really hope that they're just tied up somewhere. That will be kind of silly, I guess, in a way. I could see how people would not like that, but that's what I hope. And they're like the inside, like if there is really going to be like a war going on next season, or full-fledged chaos, which seems like what it's leading to. I mean, how can you have a park after what just happened.
Most definitely. Like the freaking host just, not host though, but soon to be, actually, yeah, host too, because, one time and those people in the woods, capped off Man in Black there in his arm, and then you have Dolores in front shooting down members of the damn board. Like, if knowing how it's gonna be, they're probably gonna keep it a hush hush and just say that, just have Westworld alone be shut down, but then just keep alive the other parks. That's the thing. That's what I think they're probably gonna do, though. But I do agree with you. The whole LC and Stubbs like story that they were doing, like, I agree. That was like, I was very interested at that, and I had like a tinfoil theory, and I played like on like, because when Spots had like a comment on my reaction video, I was like, imagine if LC all this time was still alive and like Bernard was like helping her out, but since like she kind of like figured out that Bernard was a host, maybe like she just wiped his memory of her to just him killing her and also tricking Ford there. And I think that she kind of programmed those freaking those, what are these, Ghost Nation, those Native Americans, to like kidnap Stubbs and just trying to like help her.
Yeah,
But
and
who knows?
he brought. Remember earlier in the season, and she was like, "Why do you need to bring a gun around? You can just tell him to stop." And he's like, "I feel more comfortable basically with my gun." So he has a gun, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they start kind of their own fight against certain guest or host, I mean, in the park, simultaneously with maybe a new character introduced in the facility, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because they both were too good of a characters to be introduced and then just get away with it. Because if Ford truly did kill her successfully, like, he would allow them to like find her body and like, okay, she died of some accident, like Teresa. Like when Bernard killed her, they immediately showed her everyone else the body and said like it was some type of an accident in the park. But with Elsie, you're not even gonna like reveal her body or how you disposed of it. Like, and when I was like looking up her character, it said like she was like a rising star in her field. So like if she's like automatically just end up disappearing and go on quote unquote vacation, like that's something that's bizarre there.
See, I thought that she may have been the body in the cabin, but I don't really think that that's the case anymore. I think that there's got to be more to it. I don't know if it's going to be flashbacks of what happened, possibly, or if it's going to be, them actually in the present, or it could be something like this season, and we're not really sure until the end. Don't really know. But kind of going back to like what William did with Logan, they could kind of explain or go into more detail about some of that stuff. And also the way with William, I don't think I mentioned this. I think I did in Johnny's stream yesterday evening, is that, with William kind of being like to his father-in-law, basically like, hey, your son's going crazy. You need someone else, in control. You know how he is and how he's been all along. He's kind of a loose cannon, basically, is a good way to maybe show us the outside world, possibly.
Sure. Well, if there even is a outside world to begin with, because there's people theorizing that, hell, we're not even on the planet Earth, we're somewhere in space or so, or even if we are on Earth, it's probably a desert wasteland or something.
Right.
Everyone is fighting to get in here. So is it just fighting to get in here so we can like kill people, have sex, or have some crazy adventures, or something is wrong with the outside world and everyone is like trying to get in?
Right. Yeah, I agree with that as well. It'd be interesting to see if we ever get to see what the outside world is like, because I mean, I gotta imagine they're living some pretty. I'm sure for the super rich, it's like, I picture them living on like Star Destroyers, or like in some kind of like Matt Damon type atmosphere on Mars somewhere. And they're like, I want to go back to the way it was. So they go to like some island somewhere on some distant planet, or maybe it is Earth, that's not affected by whatever else is going on. That's sort of what I envision, but I could be wrong with that as well. I don't That's just kind of a guess of what I imagine the outside world being.
Interesting, very interesting. So let's go to the new topic of where Ford has this conversation with Dolores, stating that, yeah, you killed freaking Bernard, and then him, what was it now? That he regretted, his role in, like, in a sense of Arnold's death, like him not believing that the host had a subconscious mind. And then eventually later on, he actually admits that he discovers, like, oh no, they actually do. And like all this time, he was just preparing for them to like awaken even further than just simply Dolores. What was your take on that, Justin?
I'm sorry. What was the question? I was looking at the chat. My bad, man.
That's all good. We just take on Ford, like admitting that Arnold was correct. Like the hosts do have a subconscious mind.
I mean, I think that he kind of sort of basically discovered himself along with Dolores discovering herself, sort of simultaneously. Like he didn't believe that that was possible. And I thought that it was the other way around, that he was trying to create this subconscious, which I guess he kind of is, but really it was Arnold who was like, wow, like this is, you actually have coherent thoughts, like your mind is like the human mind. And Ford, I mean, I think that was just him basically saying, I was wrong. I made a mistake. And he basically says that. And that he is going to, kind of make it right, more or less. What did you think?
Yeah, I think that like in the beginning, he just didn't believe that these hosts have a subconscious mind. Like, they're just simply just robots. But eventually, like I think like he just keeps seeing Dolores doing her fucking loops with those damn reveries, and just seeing that maybe like she was actually correct, that all this time that they actually are alive, and that once he found that out, and maybe like every time he was like going down in the basement talking to that other host about, okay, like why did like my partner die? Why did he tell Dolores, programmer, like to shoot him? Like he just thought that it was just probably again grief from his son dying, but it just turned out that fuck it, like these people do have like a subconscious mind. And then we see him leaving, and then Dolores, we find out who the hell the voice was that keep on talking to Dolores. And first we hear like it was Arnold's voice, and then it began to change into like a woman's voice. I'm like, oh shit, all this time it was Dolores talking to her damn self. And then we see freaking Dolores in her freaking blue dress talking to her in her regular past dress. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So all this time it was just her subconscious mind. And then saying like, okay, I know what I have to do. And like she was like, fuck it. She whispered to Teddy and like, yo, this is our world. She just began to shoot Ford. Well, host Ford. And then just began to shoot up everyone else like, yo, this is ours.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. Yeah, I think that she I mean, I actually, the little puzzle thing, at first I thought it was kind of silly, but looking back, it kind of makes sense, because in those puzzles, as soon as you get to the center, you're that much closer to getting back to the outside, or to, completely even falling off the puzzle itself. And I think that's why when we saw in episode 9, like those hosts in the church that were going crazy, like that bitter beer face kind of look, that's what they were doing. Or I mean, they were on that path to find the maze themselves,
Yeah.
and they kind of went crazy. And that's why we have these hosts that are in cold storage. And Bernard basically said that. I mean, he was like, most people get close, but they go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he even told that to like freaking Meg. Like I don't think that she was the only one. I believe he said that was
Yeah,
like.
yeah, he did. He definitely said that. He was like, "You're not the only one." Most of them go crazy. Or she actually asked, I think, the question like, "What happens to the rest of them, and do they die or whatever?" And maybe he said that to Maeve. I forget if it was to Maeve or Dolores. Maybe it was to Maeve, but most of them go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely his answer. And so I think that's what was happening to a lot of that's why the bulk of the people in cold storage were doing that. And that kind of goes also back to the first couple of episodes, like when the guy crushes his head, well, whoever that guy was, I forget his name now, but why he crushes his head with a rock, why throughout their journey there's people kind of just going sort of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my opinion on that. Or is my opinion, I guess. So you think, or I didn't know if you had something else to add. My bad, I didn't mean to.
No, no. What you was gonna ask?
I was going to ask, so you definitely think that wasn't Ford, that was a host?
Oh, got shot at the company ceremony.
Yeah.
Almost definitely. I think it's a host. Like episode 7, we see that body being created in the basement. I'm like, Ford just can just if he wanted to create a body out in the open, or not a body, a host out in the open, he would do it. No
Right.
one will second guess him or question it. But if he does it in secrecy, like no, legit, he's creating something. Like I'm guessing if season 2, people are like saying like, oh, Anthony Hopkins, like he's like a big name actor. He's probably not gonna return for a second season. So even if he doesn't like legit return, it's probably gonna be in like a younger body or a different host body where he's can probably transfer his conscious mind inside of it. And the next thing you know, we're gonna see this new damn host running things, and then it's gonna turn out to be Ford. So either he's still legit live old age, or he's going to be in a new sentient body running things around.
Well, what if he just wants to be with like his creation? Because did you not get like a whole sort of like, or his creations rather? Did you not get like a whole Jesus feel to all that? Like he sacrificed himself for his creation.
In the beginning, I really didn't see it that way. The way that he kind of like grabbing Dolores, or just didn't give a damn about them making them freeze like during his like lunch or everything he had with Teresa. But now I really don't see him being like almost of a Jesus field though.
Well, when I say that, I mean like sacrificing himself
For
for
me, that's
for
like
his
more
children.
Bernard, really. You know, with Jesus
Yeah.
field and sacrificing himself. But for Ford, no.
I sort of saw a little bit of that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. But if if that is right, then he almost has to be dead. The one thing I will say is that when he was shot by Dolores at the end, the bullet went through the back of his skull into and out the front and broke the glass. And I don't recall any other gunshots going in and out of a host body.
Repeat that again?
The gunshot, when she shot him in the back of the head, it went out the front and broke his champagne glass.
Okay.
And I don't recall like a perfect shot going out in someone and out the back of them. Like, you know how in some action movies or whatever you want to, whatever type of movie it is, someone will shoot someone and then there'll be blood splatter on the back because that bullet is exiting the back of that person. And I don't remember recalling. I remember a bunch of blood in the front part of the body or the back part, but I don't remember a lot of exit wounds. If that makes any sense.
Sometimes on impact, like the bullet doesn't have. Sometimes can't even like exit out the body. Sometimes it could be just still remnants of it can still be stuck inside the skull.
Well,
So,
yeah. I mean, that happens with humans, but especially with the metal. So I get why that. I just thought that was maybe the point of why the champagne glass broke, possibly.
mm,
I don't know. That it was actually him. But I'm not saying that he didn't make a host of himself. I mean, that could be him I mean, it could totally be him still. So he's technically still alive, especially if he programmed him to be exactly like him. So I'm not agreeing or disagreeing again, and I hate to be so in the middle about it, but I don't know. It's crazy to think about. I don't think we've seen the last of him. He's going to at least come back in flashbacks. We have to see that. I think we're going to see more development of the park. It can't just be all out war. It's too early on for that. I feel like they got to tell a story. So we'll see. Maybe he goes to another part of the park as like you said, another host, and starts being Ford all over again in Samurai World or wherever, Roman World or whatever the next park is.
Yeah, I hear some rumors saying that in season 2 we're gonna hear more about the fundamentals of hosts and how they're created. And by the way, people in the chat and who's gonna be watching this later on, like we hear it here. You heard it here first. The champagne theory from my man Justin here. So when they actually tell us that it was the damn champagne to tell us, yep, it was here you found out this out. The man who figured out the shirt theory and the man who figured out the champagne theory was in this damn chat.
Too much credit, man. Too much credit. I'm just a guy, regular dude. Thanks for having me on, though, and thanks for the shout out. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, we talked about. I think we basically covered the whole damn episode, really.
When we discovered Man in Black was Logan, like, did you get some gratification for that? Like Dolores beating the shit out of him?
Oh, that was another thing. I can't believe I forgot about that. Like, she went full on, beat the shit out of him. I know he enjoyed that fight, even though he got the shit beat out of him.
Oh, he loved it. He loved it.
He was like, oh, yes, finally, they're fighting back. Yes. I was like, damn, this is what you wanted. And then when they finally have someone fighting back, he like taking it, like, and then he just like fucking stabbed her at the end. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
a huge good fight here, and I don't know, he barely fought back. But then finally, when like they're going at it, he just ends it with a stab. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was nuts, man. That really was pretty crazy. Your reaction video, like he's getting her back, or she's getting him back from the barn. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, it's like she knew everything. So basically, it was like, yo, it's gonna be payback. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she like legitimately took that fucking knife and shoved up his ass. Like, it was gonna be crazy. But this is HBO. I don't think they'll go that crazy. Maybe if it was on Stars, like how they started this part, they had like no filter. So who knows? It probably would happen on Stars. But like HBO, I don't know how graphic they would even go clearly as that damn.
See, I don't think that. I think that hopefully that proves to everyone that it wasn't rape. I think that it was a similar type of circumstance there in the barn with the Man in Black. Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah, I most definitely agree.
Yeah, I hope that puts that to rest.
But this still like wasn't actually answered. I thought they were gonna answer in this episode. Like, did he truly rape her in the damn bar? Like from beginning to end, I was like, he probably didn't rape her though. But now just seeing how when William Man in Black was having flashback of his past self, seeing how that man picked up the can and handed it over to the damn Dolores, it was like, yo, is this it? The real spark of his hatred and whatnot? Like, this is why he went to the damn barn and like dragged her in there. Like, was it just like trying to like wake her up, or did he like legitimately from then on in like go and like rape her? Like, oh my god.
I think he was just trying to find out questions, and he was so lost that like, that was before the whole Wyatt thing and that whole narrative happened, and maybe that's maybe that's when that whole Wyatt narrative happened. He was like, oh, Wyatt, like, okay. But you see how, like, I mean, even Ford says it. Like, Ford's playing the Man in Black so hard. He's like, yeah, Dolores, you brought the guy who's funding the park to me. So I'm just going to set him on his little missions. Fucking crazy old man.
Yeah, like, that's what basically why, I don't know if I said it this chat or when my freaking chat was like being crazy with no mute. Like I said, like this is how freaking Man in Black found out about the damn maze. Like we asked ourselves like, how was it? Like I originally thought that since he like owns the park and whatnot, maybe that is why he probably digged up about Arnold. That's how he got to know about Arnold and about this damn maze thing. But it just simply turned out that because in the past he was chilling with Dolores and she was going through her damn loops, talking about gotta see Arnold, gotta find out about this maze shit, that he heard it and it was like, maybe this is it. Maybe if everyone is like Dolores here, maybe I have to like find this maze and like spread the virus and shit, and like everyone whole starts fighting themselves.
And he could have even gone with Dolores on a couple of her journeys, and the narrative could have been a little bit different, like without Logan. Of course, it's going to be probably quite a bit different. And then she kind of gets crazy along the way, and he's just like, "Oh fuck, here we are again, like stuck." Like she's just like, I don't remember. Kind of like when all of us say she kind of turns to sort of like Sansa. That's basically when she's sort of getting like all like conjumbled in her mind, and like I don't really know where to go from here. Like I sort of kind of do, but not really, not totally getting to the actual. She's not finding herself.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think kind of what But my question is, okay, so I think they actually give us a timeline, and I forget who says it, but it's been like 5 years since this Bernard guy. I'm talking about, or not Bernard, but Arnold has passed away, right? So he's dead for about 5 years, and that's when William and Logan enter the park. Like the whole timeline between that and because he mentions his wife, and then at the beginning of the episode 1 in the season premiere, or the series premiere actually, he says, is that any way to treat an old friend? He's like, I've been here for a while. He's like, I finally came back. It's been 30 years since I've seen you, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm trying to figure out, like, because sometimes he seems like he's been around, like he knows everyone. He's been around the park for a while, and he's been there for a while. And then at other times, he's like, I just got back. Like, what? Can you help me with that? That's something that still confused me.
Yeah, I think like he was like occasionally going back and forth into like the damn park, but I think he like returned officially the moment when his like wife committed suicide, and he was trying to figure out, okay, am I just in this insane person that she thought I was? And same with his daughter, like she said, like, you're insane. This is the reason why mom died, because of you. So I'm guessing that's when he made his official turn.
Oh, I didn't realize they had a daughter. He did. He had a daughter.
Yeah, like a daughter. You said that in his
Wow.
in episode 7, I think. No, not 7, 8 it was. In the chat, if I'm wrong, please correct me here. But I think he said that he was he had a daughter.
Yeah, that was the one that I was like in the chat. I think it was on Johnny's channel that I didn't really like the ending to it. And you kind of backed me up here, and without even me really explaining myself, but that it wasn't the end. It was the very end of the scene, and just how I was kind of shocked that I didn't really like, but not that he was kind of sort of the Man in Black himself was sort of spilling his guts. Do you think there's any way that he killed his wife?
No, I don't think he killed his wife at all. Because if he killed his wife, then he would have like never gone and like killed Maven or like friggin' daughter.
No, I'm saying killed his wife, like outside. I'm not saying William necessarily, but the Man in Black, like it wasn't an accident.
Oh no. Because I believe it said like she took pills and like committed suicide. Like I think that's how it was.
I thought she drowned or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Oh yeah, and what daughter just confirmed that his daughter was pissed and blamed him for her mother's death. Like I believe it was she committed suicide. Like the daughter like blamed him.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's what kind of like reset his journey into like finding out what the fuck is this maze thing is.
Right. Thanks, one door. Mm-hmm. Or what door?
But yeah, like I'm about to like end this stream. Like I don't even know how long it was, even like on like for like an hour or so.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I can ramble on and on. You know me.
Yeah, you guys like, we're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna do like even more like Westworld videos as long as my broke ass laptop ain't gonna like malfunctioning again though. But is anyone in the chat or even you, Justin, like any questions? Please put Q&A, and hopefully we'll just try to answer it out.
Man, I think I asked all of mine, but dude, you should check out the night of. I've been trying to tell everyone about this before. I didn't really know everybody during the summer, but the night of, it was on HBO this summer. It's good shit if you're looking for something to watch. Sort of like
It's a
True Detective type show.
It's gonna be on HBO, you said?
Yeah, it's on, or it's already it should be on HBO on demand, or I bet you can find it on their website. You got HBO. It was on this summer, but that was kind of like after Game of Thrones. Sort of, it aired after Game of Thrones, and I was saying, I didn't really know any of you guys, so I didn't know if I don't know if anyone's made any videos about that, but I really enjoyed it. But it's basically like True Detective, more or less. A little bit more of courtroom drama, and kind of it show. I don't know. It's basically a murder mystery type of like whodunit type of deal.
Interesting.
But it's pretty cool. Check out the trailer.
Yeah, I'm about to like go back up in the chat and see if like there was any questions or anything. And if you also see any questions in the chat, let me know.
I'm about to go back and look. I just keep seeing about Justin's nipples. I don't know. I'll never live that down, for sure.
What happened? You were drunk in one of the stream and it showed your nipples or something.
Wait, I didn't do that, did I?
I don't know. We will never know.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I see a Q&A from David Adams. In season 2, will Logan reappear? So far, I think that like Logan is possibly dead, but if he's not dead, he'll probably just return. Like what I believe you just said this, Justin. Like he's gonna be like this force to probably just like try to like get revenge on William, because since he like has like since he has the company.
Yeah. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you.
That is one possibility, but they could also just show his like unraveling, like how they find him, and then Logan goes back into the real world and is like to his father, you know, he's all like, "Oh, William went batshit fucking crazy in Westworld. Like he needs to be out of our family. Like all this stuff." And you know, they look at William like, "Oh, he's the sweet innocent one that we kind of tell him what to do," and we know, like even his father is kind of like a Tywin Lannister type person, and he's like, "Look, I know you, son. Like you're kind of fucking, you sort of live on the edge. Like I know how you can be." So you know, they find him nude. They find him just like I said, sort of in a fetal position. That's what I picture, and it sort of just like shows how young Men in Black gets the company. But it could also be like him getting his revenge too. Or that could even happen like beyond season 2. That could happen in season 3. I think Logan will be around, and I think young William will be for a little while, at least.
Mm.
In one way or another. I like that theory as well, but one I mean, just how he was like, I think your dad's going to need someone that's got a little bit more level. I forget if he used the word level-headed, or it could have been something a little bit different than that. But he's basically like, your dad's going to need someone that with a little bit more sanity to run the park.
Of, you know, batshit crazy and actual.
No, Logan's the one that's actually in the right, more or less. But he's also kind of a, you know, he's sort of a wild dude. I mean, he's kind of spontaneous. and he shows that in his character all along. But he's also like, I picture him just bashing William from the, like, once he gets back into the park, and kind of being just sort of psychotic in a way. Just I don't know how to explain it. Just like he's almost going through a midlife crisis in a way. And William's like, see, I told you, he went crazy while he's in there. While simultaneously, this crazy new dude is just like, William, he went, he did all this stuff. And they're like, nah, we know you, Logan. Like, even though we're family, you're kind of crazy. And plus, his dad still has the sister there. The sister could turn out to be totally like fucking Cersei or some shit. I don't know. So I'm hoping she's introduced. We'll see how that goes.
Mm. Yeah,
but I picture like a Lannister type family, wanting to rule all, but at the same time, the father is intelligent enough to like, hey, we got a lot of money invested. You're obviously not capable of even going to basically a bachelor party. So how can you run the park? And William's all like found himself and is like, totally gone back to William. I'm the little bitch William type of person. And he's just kind of telling them what the deal is. So like, who would you believe? The guy who's kind of the wild type of guy. I wish I had a better analogy for that. But, who you're going to believe like if you're looking at like the Hangover type of scenario, you're going to believe the dentist, or you're going to believe, Bradley Cooper.
Mm.
Even if Bradley Cooper was right, or you're going to believe, I would believe the dentist. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I believe like if I was like the father, I would definitely believe that is probably going to be. The father's going to believe in like William hands down because he's like the only like sane person out of the bunch, and that's why I believe that he allowed William to even marry his like daughter. Like all this,
Right.
I think the father was just saying, you know what, I need someone really a little bit more level-headed. And even though he has his demons, he can keep his demons like locked up in a closet. Versus Logan, you hang around with him, you're gonna know that he's just a pompous, rich prick, showing off his money, doing whatever he wants just to get him to the top.
Yeah, I agree. We're basically saying the same thing. You just explained it a lot better. But yeah, yeah. Totally with you there, my friend. Totally with you.
And another question was from Spots. Question: was Ford the only one controlling Maeve? Like the way that you see it, you can see it in two ways. Either Ford was controlling Maeve this whole time, or because when you see Bernard look at this Maddox, he's like, someone by the name of Arnold is doing this under the title Arnold. So there's this question I was like truly not asked. Like, is Arnold truly dead? Because is his like subconscious mind like in somehow like freaking the whole program, like some type of Matrix style thing, or is he like truly gone? I'm like re-looking and thinking about this. I really think that he's gone. Like his last words were, "I want to be with my son again." So him killing himself and telling Dolores to kill him, like that was it for him. So I really think that it was just all part of Ford's narrative, having freaking the rebellion of the host in the basement, having Dolores shoot him, well, his host self, like all that was just a part of his narrative, and just concluding it with Maeve like able to like leave Westworld. Like I think that was just him like saying, "Hey, could a host legitimately leave here? And if so, let her like go back, retrieve her daughter, and then continue out into the real world." I think that's how it's gonna happen in season 2. Like she's gonna legit get her daughter and then fully leave Westworld. But let's see that's if it actually happens again. What do you think, Justin? You think that Ford's like the only one able to control Maeve?
Well, no, not necessarily, because she was kind of able to control herself and give her more. I forget the actual abilities that she gave herself, but she took pain up. She took apathy down, that sort of thing. Um, so she was in a way able to control herself. I think that as far as Like when you say control, do you mean like I tell you to do something, do it? Like
Yeah, like controlling, like how they be controlling each other, like from the beginning, like how Forward and everyone else like when was working in Westworld, they able to control the other hosts, like that control. Like
I don't really have an argument to say that anyone else other than Ford probably has that ability. But again, you know, that's I, what do you think? I don't really. I think Ford was pretty much the only one that had full control over her. Could be wrong though.
for me, I
But
think that it's probably is Ford controlling her, but until the time being, I think he was able to control her. Just put the idea that she can leave the park, and her
mhm,
getting her daughter. But from then on, it's gonna be just her.
right. And I also, it kind of goes back to the whole, you know, getting on the train and making that choice. Was that her maze? Was that her, you know, finding her own conscious, or was that just setting her on the path to find her own conscious?
I think it's just her setting herself up like all this time because you see in her room underneath the floorboard, again, there was like all these pictures of her like drawing those men in like those suits. So I'm just guessing that's just her going through the maze again and again and just forgetting and just restarting over. Because remember, this isn't the first time she woke up. She woke up before. Remember when they try to like erase her mind and memories of everything, like her daughter, her past, dying, and all that stuff. Like she legit took up a freaking scissors and just stabbed herself in the damn throat
Yeah.
or neck, I should say.
And slid someone. That's another thing. Like, she was the first host that we saw kill a human, or pretty much kill a human, or try to. She slit Sylvester or whatever guy's name is in the throat. So maybe she is making her own decisions based off that. I forgot all about that scene. Although that was out of the park. I don't know.
Yeah.
Luckily, they had a blowtorch handy and were able to like burn it back together. I guess I don't know what that was all about. Those damn blowtorches, they laser things come in handy. I'm not seeing any other questions. I'm looking through here.
Yeah. Besides David's question to Lav and Iris being like what was better, Jon Snow coming back to life or Logan on a horse, like
Iris is mad. She didn't get. They cut off like Hector's penis in that one scene.
that's so crazy. Yeah, I believe this is how it's going to be concluding for this live stream here, folks.
Oh wait, what was the fucking deal with that behind the scenes credit? Or behind the
Most
scenes
likely,
thing? Like what was that all about?
no, I think like freaking HBO wanted to be like freaking Marvel Studios and like, yo, we gotta hit these people for like a after credit scene. So they're like, let's do this. Like when I was like doing my reaction video, I was like,
I saw it. Yeah,
I'm like, it's done, and it's like all freaking after credits. I was like, what? That's after credits, I was like, yo, let it be something good or something. Like something I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god, like Ford coming back. But then it was like, nah, just a snake lady, ripping off her damn arm. I was like, that's what I predicted too. I was like, why didn't she just like rip off her damn arm and continue to walk out with them until like she gets to the elevator and she can't go? But like, damn it, like she just legit just cut off her damn arm and look, like she's like going at it, still fighting, like, and it still
we
gets.
don't know if Hector's dead either, so that could be how the season starts. Them just wrecking shop and just
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, like they had to deal with the fucking hosts down at Westworld. Then they got to deal with these two killer hosts killing up everyone in security. Then they got to deal with fucking May walking around and
yeah, Maeve's coming back too. So maybe that is why. Like, all right, she still got like her two sidekicks, and then of course Felix, I guess, is still around.
exactly like there's like these three things that they have to like fucking deal with Then they're
Although
gonna
I
do
don't know how Felix is still not like fired. Like all this shit. Like
part
I
of
guess
it.
people
Like,
just didn't want it. Maybe erase the history or something. I don't know.
mhm. It was definitely like he was just behind it all with that part of Maeve's story. So it's like he deliberately wanted someone who could easily be manipulated and keep it on a hush hush. He picked Felix, and that's why I legit thought me and DJ one were like, "Yo, maybe Felix is a host," but nah, he was just simply just a regular human. Because like Maeve confirmed it. Like Maeve knows if you're a human or you're a host. It's even she
Hey,
told Bernard, she was like, "Oh yeah, you're one of us." So he was like, "What? What do you mean I'm one of you?"
him being a robot, doing the robot dance, like she's just like, come the fuck on, dude.
God, I was like,
Oh man, that was great. I was like, dude, did he really just do that when I was watching it? I thought it was so dumb the first time, but like watching it again, it's like, man, that's actually pretty funny. That's good stuff.
Mhm.
And also, what was really funny is when they got the automatic weapons. Like I don't even know what you call them. They have something similar like that in Call of Duty, but um, I mean, obviously these are a little bit more futuristic. But it's based off an actual gun, I believe. But
About the
anyhow,
automatic that Teddy was using against those
you
the
mean
unit.
Logan?
No,
Logan
Teddy.
is the other crazy one. No,
No,
I'm talking
Teddy.
about the guns that they were using when they were doing the whole escape kind of deal.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and they were just like, man, these are way better than just like the
I
six.
know, like she they like
They're
lit.
like getting a total kick out of it. That was so. I mean, it's terrible, but it was like, wow, man, this is nuts. It was so. That actress that was one of the creepiest parts of definitely the episode, but actually the whole series. How creepy that one girl is. She's just like, this is fun. Just bit that dude's finger off, sticks it in his mouth. Man, the episode was pretty crazy. I think just so much stuff happened the first time I watched it. It was like, wow, like I don't even know what to think about it. And then we have so many other questions too.
Mhm.
I just don't see like there was so much about how the park was, and it's not going to be like that next year. So it'll be interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see where they go.
A lot of changes in this park. Like it's gonna be crazy because if they're gonna deal with this rebellion and the Hector and the Snake Lady and the damn hallway, and then dealing with freaking Maeve, like if they really just don't shut down everything, then they're probably just gonna try to deal with the Westworld problem. But I don't know. If I was a board member, I would have been like, nah. If this happened once, it's probably gonna happen again, and even
Right.
worse. Everyone from every park is gonna wake up and just gonna try to escape to the real world and actually get some real revenge. Like, oh, I remember you. You raped me, or I remember you. You killed me all those times. Like, it's gonna be hell for them to pay.
See, I read somewhere. I don't know if it was Twitter, and like I think you were the one who actually told me this because I swear I read like a Twitter comment from the actor who played Bernard. He was like
Mhm.
basically saying a goodbye, and I don't know if that was complete horseshit or what leading up to the
Yeah, he told me
finale.
about that. We was chatting about it, and I was like, nah. Just like how when Glenn, we thought that Glenn originally died in, like, spoiler, like in season 6 of Walking Dead, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, bam, he comes back. I'm like, what the hell? They just teased, what the hell? You don't believe when people like legit actors go on and say, oh, I'm dead, unless I see an official body or even a body. When it comes to Westworld, I don't even care if I see your dead body because he ain't gonna come back. Some shape.
Yeah, they definitely keep it open there, that's for sure. But I don't see how they could do all the stuff that we're kind of talking about doing unless we're just totally off base. Like, all right, young William, Teddy, like they're long gone, they're never coming back, or maybe they re introduce them in a later season. I don't see how they could do like a whole nother world without it. Without, I just don't see how they could have a rebellion. All this, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm like legit gonna end this chat right now, man.
Yeah,
Again,
no, you're cool, man. I know I've been kind of babbling along.
it's okay, but don't stop. Oh my gosh, I'm apologizing, man. You're too damn humble. Stop it. Just stop it.
And just trying to be nice. Thanks, guys, in the chat. Thank you for having me, Broke. I appreciate it, David. I hate calling you Broke. Sounds weird, but you're awesome, dude, man. Thanks for having me. Sorry that we couldn't do it face to face. Sorry, chat, but shit happens. What can you do?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with you, man. For all you know, like no one reprogrammed your like host settings to put you on live, but me, like it's me. It's just I don't know. My broke ass laptop ain't working correctly again. I don't know what.
Dude, I got a Samsung
Everything
from
was
like
muted.
3 years
I
ago.
was having a good conversation too. It's suddenly I see Sprint. It's like, yo, why is this guy looking in a chat? I'm like, what do you mean? Am I looking in the damn chat? I like go on my phone. I see a bunch of messages on my freaking YouTube on my laptop. I see no messages coming. I'm like, well, what's going on here?
Well, I was just talking to Iris, and it worked. I don't know. It's something to do with my computer. I probably needed to restart it. I don't know if you tried that, but I think was probably
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Like I had to restart it like 2 times. I restarted it once, and I went back to the second live stream, and it still wasn't working. Then I just restarted it again, and then I was chatting with my friend Alex, and he was like, "Yeah, Dave, like I can't hear you," and then I'm like, "I can't even hear you either." So like something was wrong with the sound cord, and like, oh my gosh, now I got to make sure. Like, who knows? Maybe it's just the jack in my headphones. Like it's not working properly, or messed some setting up. But wow, this is crazy.
Man, it's all good. It happens. No worries.
Mm-hmm. Nothing can ever go perfectly on damn YouTube or so. Or maybe it's just my damn laptop.
Unless you're in Westworld, wait, never mind.
Nah, man, they're gonna make it even more fucking complicated. But yeah, again, people in the chat, thanks for dropping by. Truly do appreciate it. Thank my moderator, Aaron, and Dave passing on the word. And as always, yeah, guys, thanks. Like or dislike the video when you're all seeing it again in a later date. Leave a comment below on what you guys thought about this damn season of Westworld. Like, fuck, it's ending, but hell, I'm doing another live stream. Probably be like on the top 10, oh my God, WTF moments of this damn Westworld or something else of that magnitude. But again, I am the Broke Black Man 94. This is Justin here, the man who came up with not only one but two crazy theories. You heard it here, folks. The man who figured out about the shirt and the man who thought about the damn champagne. Like, yo, copyright it, label it down. Yo, it was here. It was from Justin.
Oh, too much credit. Too much credit. You guys have a good one. Later, David. Take it easy. Let me know if you want to do another one sometime.
All right. Take care. Broke Black Man 94, and I am signing off.